Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to PhD 101 Rendezvous series in collaboration with Ida Dvg branch. I request all participants, as many as have joined in here, to please switch on their video camera so that we can quickly have a look at everybody. All right, okay. So do let us know if there's any connection issues. Feel free to put down in the chat box. And on this special day of International Women's Day, that is today, the March 8th, 2021, we thought we decide to have a women panel discussion, a virtual panel discussion, trying to bring together various women from fields of education to share the views and perspectives today. So it gives me immense pleasure to welcome everybody on behalf of PhD 101 to this virtual platform where we are trying to bring about a conversation about the main issues concerning women in the various spheres of their performance. So with me is Mrs. Carissa Gugino Lawrence. Okay, so I'd like to request Carissa to please take on the proceedings.
A very good evening to one and all. Let me start by telling you a little about PhD 101. So PhD 101 is an online learning platform that was the idea of PhD 101 was conceived during the lockdown. And from nothing, it has come up to what it is today. We've had more than, I think, 50, 60 webinars. We've gone through the rapid revision series where we went through the subject material, and the best part about PhD 101 is that it is from teachers all across the country to students from everywhere. So that is something which sets us apart. Secondly, we also have a series called Rendezvous, which is for those who actually dreamt and stepped a bit ahead from what they are, what they were and what they are now. So that is PhD 101 for all of you. And yeah.
Yes, so with a brief introduction about our organization, Committee Industry 101, I'd like to invite all our guest speakers for today. I think to begin the proceedings, I'd like to first request Dr. Pramod sir, who is the Honorable Secretary of Ida Dvg branch. Hello, Pramod sir.
Hello, Dvg.
Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening.
Hope you are able to hear me.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can I speak?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen. I, Dr. G.V. Pramod, Honorary Secretary on behalf of Ida Dvg branch and the entire office. We are very much humbled and honored to collaborate with Public Health Dentistry 101 Rendezvous series on this special day, that is the International Women's Day. I am very happy that all the speakers which you have called, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
I am happy that all the speakers are already great achievers who have already broken the gender barriers and worked hard for their rights and made progress in the field of education. Hope all our IDA members, the student members, the doctor members will get inspired by this speakers what you are speaking today. The topics what you have chosen is very nice. All are opt for this today's program. Okay, I am very grateful to Dr. Denzi and Dr. Clarissa for bringing us together on this special day, bringing us together to celebrate the International Women's Day with many women pioneers. I am happy to collaborate with you people. Thank you for giving me a chance to speak a little bit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the kind introduction. And today's webinar also commences a collaboration with the Indian Dental Association Davangere branch. So we are extremely happy at the development, and we wish to continue this collaboration towards more fruitful endeavors. So thank you, Dr. Pramod, sir. I'd also like to welcome Dr. Neeta ma'am, who is the president of the Indian Dental Association Davangere branch. Ma'am has also joined in with us. Now, before I could get into the proceedings of the evening, I'd just like to give everybody a small layout of what lies ahead. Now, just to give you through the itinerary for today's session, we have 5 different personalities from different arenas who will be addressing the core issues regarding to women on International Women's Day. And we'll be having a series of lectures, and if time permits, towards the end of the session, we should always have a Q&A session. Now, just to give you a walkthrough between what exactly lies in today's session is we have with us actually the main speakers for today. That is, we'll be having Srimati J.S. Vanitha ma'am, who is the principal of PSSREM School, Davangere. Ma'am will be talking about the importance of gender equality and developing supportive environments in schools. That would be from 6 to 6:15. From 6:15 to 6:30, we will be having Srimati Justin D'Souza ma'am, who is the principal of Sri Siddhaganga School, Davangere. Ma'am will be discussing about the role of women empowerment as family leaders and their role in community mobilization. From 6:30 to 6:45, we'll be having Dr. Anuradha Palshika ma'am, who is professor and head of the Department of Public Health Dentistry in BBD Dental College, Lucknow. Ma'am would be sharing with her reflections on dental education, 27 years in the teaching and the learning sphere. Followed by that, from 6:45 to 7 p.m., we'll be having Srimati Dr. Mrs. Prabha Mallikarjun ma'am. Ma'am is Governing Council member of the Bapuji Education Association, Davangere. Ma'am will be sharing her experiences about the role of women in leadership and management in the healthcare profession. And finally, at 7 o'clock, we'll be having Dr. Mala Rammanohar ma'am, who is professor and head of the Department of Orthodontics, College of Dental Sciences, Davangere. Ma'am will be talking about women in dentistry beyond dentists, sharing her outlook and perspectives. So the more intention of having this PhD Rendezvous 101 series is actually to give everybody, all our students who've been connected to us for the last 1 year. As Carissa mentioned, post the COVID situation, the role of teachers and students has dramatically changed. Now, with this changing atmosphere, we notice that the methodology used in teaching and learning has also improved and has become better for the better understanding from a student point of view. Now, since we understand the main stakeholders are the students and we have our patients at the behest, we need to evolve with the changing times, and the online platform actually gave us that opportunity. Now, in this PhD 101 Rendezvous series, we aim to address people from different spheres so that we can get their perspective. So with this brief introduction, I'd like to request Dr. Dhanashri Bhatt to please deliver the invocation song for us. Over to you, Dhanashri.
A very good evening to one and all gathered on this platform. Am I audible, Dr. Denzi, sir?
Yes. All right. Please go ahead.
Okay. And a happy Women's Day to all the wonderful ladies who have gathered on this platform, to all the guest speakers and Mr. Carissa Gudino and all the audience who have gathered on this platform. A happy Women's Day. So whenever we talk about ladies or women, we have lot of role to play, and whenever we talk about our roles to play, the community or the society comes up with a lot of titles for us. So there is a beautiful Kannada song written by poet Dr. G.S. Shivrudrappa, saying that you handle so many things in this society, but do we really have to give you a title? I don't think any title would be enough for the roles you play in this society and the roles you play at home, at society, school, or wherever you go. So this is a beautiful rendition written by Dr. G.S. Shivrudrappa and greatly composed by Dr. C. Ashwath. The entire poem revolves around the various sacrifices, the various roles which are played by women in our society. And the poet ends up by asking a very beautiful question to all the ladies out there. Do we have to give you a title? I don't think so. The title woman is more than enough to describe all the roles you play in this society. So this is just a gist of the song. Just because it's written in Kannada, and I know a lot of audience won't be able to understand Kannada pretty well. So that's why I gave an overall gist of the song. Um, so with this brief, without taking much time, I start with this beautiful song, Akashada Neeliyalli, Chandra Tare Tottilalli, in front of you people. ಆಕಾಶದ ನೀಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚಂದ್ರ ತಾರೆ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಕನಿಟ್ಟು ತೂಗಿದಕೆ ಬೆಳಕನಿಟ್ಟು ತೂಗಿದಕೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕೇ ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕೇ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ ಆಕಾಶದ ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ತಾರೆ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳಕನಿಟ್ಟು ತೂಗಿದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಸಿರ ಉಟ್ಟ ಬೆಟ್ಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊಲೆ ಹಾಲಿನ ಹೊಳೆಯ ಇಳಿಸಿ ಹಸಿರ ಉಟ್ಟ ಬೆಟ್ಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊಲೆ ಹಾಲಿನ ಹೊಳೆಯ ಇಳಿಸಿ ಬಯಲ ಹಸಿರ ನಗಿಸಿದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಲ ಹಸಿರ ನಗಿಸಿದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕೇ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ ಮರಗಿಡಹು ಮುಂಗುರುಳನು ತಂಗಾಳಿಯ ಬೆರಳು ಸವರಿ ಮರಗಿಡಹು ಮುಂಗುರುಳನು ತಂಗಾಳಿಯ ಬೆರಳು ಸವರಿ ಹಕ್ಕಿಗಿಲಕಿ ಹಿಡಿಸಿದಕೆ ಹಕ್ಕಿಗಿಲಕಿ ಹಿಡಿಸಿದಕೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕೇ ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕೇ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ ಮನೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ದೀಪ ಮುಡಿಸಿ ಹೊತ್ತು ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನ ಮನೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ದೀಪ ಮುಡಿಸಿ ಹೊತ್ತು ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನ ಉಣಿಸಿ ತಂದೆ ಮಗುವ ತಬ್ಬಿದಕ್ಕೆ ತಂದೆ ಮಗುವ ತಬ್ಬಿದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ ಆಕಾಶದ ನೀಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚಂದ್ರ ತಾರೆ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಕನಿಟ್ಟು ತೂಗಿದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳಕನಿಟ್ಟು ತೂಗಿದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕೆ. With this, I wish all the ladies out there a happy Women's Day, and I hope this song gives a very good beginning for the amazing session we have in front of us. So thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Over to Dr. Denzi, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lamashri, for a beautiful introduction. I think today, as we've all gathered here to celebrate the triumph and the excellence behind the wonderful women achievers that we're honored to have with us, I'd like to request all the guest speakers to please switch on their video so that I can quickly introduce everybody. Hello, Anita ma'am. Okay. Hello, Mala ma'am as well. Yes. Anuradha ma'am is also just joined us. Okay. Hello, Justin D'Souza ma'am. Yes. And I think, yes. Good evening, Prabha ma'am as well. Ma'am is also joined in. Okay. Yes, ma'am. So I request all the speakers to kindly unmute themselves when I quickly add the spotlight so that our audience can as well look at everybody here. Just adding a note, we are also going YouTube live with this event. So people who are not able to join in through the link can also watch us on YouTube. And then it's really, really heartwarming that everybody is joined in us here. Good evening to everybody. Actually, thank you so much on behalf of PhD 101 and Ida Dvg. I'd like to extend heartfelt gratitude to all our guest speakers who agreed upon invitation to grace the ceremony today and to share their thoughts and perspectives on various issues which they have encountered in terms of knowing and learning from the various interactions, be it in the community experiences or be it with people and educational institutions. So we would like to, again, on behalf of PhD 101, me and Carissa and everybody here would like to welcome all our guest speakers for today. So like I was mentioning, this program we've curated to touch upon as many aspects since we have a diverse range of speakers today. We would be touching upon the educational settings. We have teachers from renowned schools in Davangere city. Vanita ma'am and Justin D'Souza ma'am have been heading the institutions in the capacities and have brought an immense pride and renowned the fact that Davangere being referred as the Oxford of our state, and we understand the educational driven motive and vision that they all share. And along with that, we have very two eminent teachers from our dental fraternity, that is Dr. Anuradha ma'am and Dr. Mala Manohar ma'am, who have been heading departments and will be sharing their experiences. Along with that, we also are immensely grateful to have Dr. Prabha Malikarjun ma'am with us. Ma'am is again the governing council member of the Bapuji Education Association. So ma'am would be sharing her experiences on the BA health camps and her learnings and perspectives from that. So I think with that outset of the program today, I'd like to quickly start off with the introduction for our first speaker of the evening. That is Srimati Madam J.S. Vanitha ma'am. Vanitha ma'am, as principal of PSSREM school for the last 9 years, has 29 years of extensive educational experience as a teacher, coordinator, administrator, and principal over the tenure. The ma'am has got previous experience and worked in Bishop Cotton Boys School, Bangalore for about 15 years and 5 years at the Ebenezer International School, Bangalore. Ma'am has served as inspector for affiliation at several CBSE schools and is the coordinator for the NEET UG medical entrance examinations. Ma'am has organized the cluster CBSE games and also was the center superintendent of the CBSE and a resource person at the IGCSE India Studies to discuss the introduction to the syllabus of the IGCSE Cambridge University, United Kingdom. She has been the secretary of the Devanagari Sahodaya School Complex, Davangere, and has also coordinated the centralized valuation for different syllabus and schools. Ma'am is a student advisor for those who choose to pursue their education at universities abroad. Her educational qualifications include an MA and BA in Diploma in Geography, a PG Diploma in Psychological Counseling, and ma'am holds several certificate courses in various fields. She's an alumni of the Bishop Cotton Girls School and likes to be known as a mother, principal, and a dog lover, and believes in being compassionate and gentle. And a small postscript I'd like to add, ma'am has also been my teacher when I was in school. And I'm so happy and immensely proud that I got an opportunity to introduce ma'am to our panel. So welcome to the panel, Vanitha ma'am. Ma'am, kindly unmute yourself, please. Ma'am, we are unable to hear you. I think you have to unmute yourself. Yes, ma'am. I think you can unmute yourself. We're not able to hear you. I think there is a connection lag. Ma'am, could you please reconnect your audio, please? There seems to be a technical lag. Dr. Gnanshi, are you able to hear, ma'am? All right, I think, okay. So we'll just give ma'am a little bit to rejoin the connection. Following the session today after J.S. Vanitha ma'am, yeah, I think ma'am is back with us. Ma'am, you can try rejoining the meeting again. It's okay, ma'am. Okay, I think we'll. Okay. Meanwhile, I'd like to request Dr. Gnanshi to please introduce a second speaker for the evening.
A very good evening, one and all again. So our second speaker of the day is our very favorite, our favorite headmiss, Mrs. Justin D'Souza. So just for her love towards Kannada language, and as I also have immense love for the language Kannada, I would really love to introduce Mrs. Justin D'Souza in Kannada. So I hope there won't be an issue if I just do
please.
that.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಡಿಸೋಜಾ ಸರಳತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಮಾಲಯವನ್ನೇ ಮೀರಿಸುವ ಉತ್ಕೃಷ್ಟ ಚಿಂತನೆಯುಳ್ಳ ತಪಸ್ವಿ ಮಹಿಳೆ, ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಡಿಸೋಜಾ. ದಾವಣಗೆರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾ ದೇವತೆ ಆಗಿರೋ ಇವರ ಪತಿ ದೇವರಾದ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಶಿವಣ್ಣ ಮೇಷ್ಟ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸೌಧ 1979ರಲ್ಲಿ ಶುರುವಾದ್ದು. ಅದೇ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸೌಧ ಶ್ರೀ ಸಿದ್ಧಗಂಗಾ ಶಾಲೆ. ಆ ಕನಸಿನ ಮಗುವಿಗೆ ಈಗ ಪೂರ್ಣ 42 ವಸಂತ. ನಂಬಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, 42 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು ಸಿದ್ಧಗಂಗಾ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಶಂಸೆಗಳನ್ನ ಗಳಿಸಿರುವಂತ ಇವರು ಅದ್ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಹಿಗ್ಗದೆ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಟೈಟಲ್ ಬೇಡ, ನಾನು ಯಾವುದು ಬಯೋಡಾಟಾ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕಿ ಅಂತ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರಳತೆಯನ್ನ ಮೆರೆಯುವಂತ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಟೀಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಡಿಸೋಜಾ. ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ದಾವಣಗೆರೆ ಉಕ್ಕಿನ ಮಹಿಳೆ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಅದಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇವರು ಕೇವಲ ಒಂದು ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ನಿರೂಪಕಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸಂಚಾಲಕಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇವರೊಬ್ರು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಮಹಿಳೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? ವೈ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ವುಮನ್. ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಯಿಯಾಗಿ, ತಂಗಿಯಾಗಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಪತ್ನಿಯಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮುದ್ದಿನ ಅಜ್ಜಿಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾತ್ರಗಳನ್ನ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ, ಲವಲೇಶಗಳನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಸಾಧಿಸುವಂತ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಿಭಾಯಿಸಬಲ್ಲಂತ ಮಹಿಳೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಫೇವ್ರೆಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಡಿಸೋಜಾ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಇವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಸಮುದಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಿಳಾ ನಾಯಕತ್ವ ಹೇಗೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇವರಲ್ಲದೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆದಾಗಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ನೀಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯಾನಲಿನ ಏನಂತಾರೆ ರಿಯಲ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಂತಿರುವವರು ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಡಿಸೋಜಾ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಒಂದು ಹಾರೈಕೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಅವರನ್ನ ಈ PhD 1-on-1 ಕಮಿಟಿಯ ಮೂಲಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ, ಅವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಮುದಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಿಳೆಯ ನಾಯಕತ್ವ ಹೇಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು, ಅವರ ಜರ್ನಿ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಒಂದು ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಮಹಿಳೆಯಿಂದ ದಾವಣಗೆರೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಉಕ್ಕಿನ ಮಹಿಳೆಯಾಗಿ ಸಿದ್ಧಗಂಗಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಸಮುದಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವನ್ನ ಸಾಧಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರ ಜರ್ನಿ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋಣ. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮಿಸಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಡಿಸೋಜಾ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ದ ಎಜುಕೇಶನಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ and the community aspects of the education by none other than the Iron Lady of Davangere, Mrs. Justin D'Souza. So I welcome Mrs. Justin D'Souza to this platform with all your round of applause from wherever you guys are sitting. So let's welcome our favorite headmiss, Mrs. Justin D'Souza.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಬಹಳ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಜ್ಞಾನಶ್ರೀ, ನೀನು ತುಂಬಾ ಹೊಗಳಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ನನಗೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಬೋದೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿದೀಯಾ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಿಶ್ವದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಹಿಳಾ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. 1977 ಮಾರ್ಚ್ 8ರಂದು ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ದಿನವನ್ನ ಮೀಸಲಿರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಅಂತೀನಿ, ನಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜ್ಞಾಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಗ್ರೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮಹಿಳಾ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ನನಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋಂಥ ವಿಷಯ ವುಮೆನ್ ಎಂಪವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೋಲ್ ಇನ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಮೊಬಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ವಾಸ್ತವವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನವೂ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ದಿನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಜಗತ್ತನ್ನ ನಾವು ಊಹಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯ ಅರ್ಧ ಭಾಗದಷ್ಟಿರುವ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಈ ಒಂದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಗಳಾಗಿ, ಸೋದರಿಯಾಗಿ, ಮಡದಿಯಾಗಿ, ತಾಯಿಯಾಗಿ, ಸೊಸೆಯಾಗಿ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಅಜ್ಜಿಯಾಗಿ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ, ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ, ಕ್ರೀಡೆ, ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಸಬಲತೆಯನ್ನ ಪಡೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತ ಸತ್ಯ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿತ್ಯ ಜೀವನ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಆಧಾರ ಸ್ತಂಭವಾಗಿ ಮಹಿಳೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಬಲತೆಯನ್ನ ತೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವಳಲ್ಲಿರುವ ನಾಯಕತ್ವದ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನ ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಿ ನಾವು ನಿರ್ಧರಿಸಬಹುದು. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಣೊಂದು ಕಲಿತರೆ ಶಾಲೆಯೊಂದು ತೆರೆದಂತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರು ಪೂಜಿಸಲ್ಪಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವತೆಗಳು ವಾಸಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇವು ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿರುವಂತಹ ಮಾತುಗಳು. ಹೆಣ್ಣನ್ನ ಬಹಳ ಹಿಂದಿನಿಂದ ಅಬಲೆ ಅಬಲೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವಳನ್ನ ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಳಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಅಬಲೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅವಳು ಸಬಲೆ, ಸಶಕ್ತಳು, ಹಲವಾರು ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಏಕಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂತಹ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಉಳ್ಳವಳು. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಬಲವಾದ ಗುಣ. ಆ ಸಂಘಟನಾ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಹಲವಾರು ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಗುರುತಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಕೌಟುಂಬಿಕ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಮೂಡಿಸಿ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಪರಸ್ಪರ ಸೌಹಾರ್ದತೆ ಮೂಡಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಬಹಳ ಮೆಚ್ಚುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ತಾಳ್ಮೆ, ಸಹನೆ, ತಪ್ಪುಗಳನ್ನು ತಿದ್ದುವಂತಹ ಗುಣವುಳ್ಳವಳು. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇಡೀ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ನೀಡುವಂಥ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಎಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕಾರಾತ್ಮಕ ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮೂಡಿಸಿ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಬೆಳೆಸೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಯ ಗೃಹಿಣಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕುಟುಂಬದವರ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯವನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಮೆಚ್ಚುವಂತಹ ಗುಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಭಾರತ ಪುರುಷ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಸಮಾಜ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರು ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರಂಗಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ತಮ್ಮ ಛಾಪು ಮೂಡಿಸಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಜಾಣ್ಮೆಯನ್ನ ಮೆರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟು ಕಾಪಾಡ್ತಾ ಹಗಲು ರಾತ್ರಿ ದುಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಸದಾ ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಏಳಿಗೆಗಾಗಿ, ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತನ್ನ ಪರಿಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಏಳಿಗೆಗಾಗಿ ಅದರ ಆಚೆನೂ ಕೂಡ ದುಡಿತಾ ತನ್ನ ಸ್ವಹಿತಾಸಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರು ಈ ದಿಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂಜನೀಯರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಕೌಟುಂಬಿಕ ಬಾಂಧವ್ಯ ಉಳಿಸೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಗೃಹಿಣಿಯ ಪಾತ್ರ ಬಹಳ ಹಿರಿದಾದದು. ಹೇಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಮರ್ಥ ನಾಯಕನಿಗೆ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿತೀವಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಮರ್ಥ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನ, ನಾಯಕತ್ವ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವರು ಹೇಗೆ ಕುಟುಂಬವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ವಿಷಯ. ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಜ್ಞಾನಶ್ರೀ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕವಿ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಹಾಡನ್ನು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕವಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ GS ಶಿವರುದ್ರಪ್ಪನವರೇ ಹೇಳೋ ಹಾಗೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಹೊತ್ತು ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನ ಉಣಿಸಿ ತಂದೆ ಮಗುವನ್ನ ತಬ್ಬಿದಾಕೆ. ಅವರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕಾ? ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೆಸರುಗಳಿಂದ ಕರೆದ್ರೂ ಅದು ಅಪೂರ್ಣನೇ. ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಸರುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ತ್ರೀಗೆ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಶಿವರುದ್ರಪ್ಪ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗದೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಕಾ, ಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳನ್ನ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮಹಿಳೆ ಸಬಲೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಅಪವಾದಗಳಿರಬಹುದು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ 100% ಸಬಲರು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಸುಶಿಕ್ಷಿತ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಸಬಲರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಪಡೆದಿಲ್ವೋ ಆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಶೋಷಣೆಗೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿರ್ಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಅವರ ಮೇಲೆ ದೌರ್ಜನ್ಯಗಳು ನಡೀತಾ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಗಣ್ಯ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಾಕ್ಷರತೆಯ ಅಂಕಿಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ಸಾಕ್ಷರತೆ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ 70ರಷ್ಟಿದೆ. ಪುರುಷರು 84 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಪೂರ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಸಾಕ್ಷರತೆಯ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಮುಂದೆ ನಾವು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಪುರುಷರಿಗೆ ಸರಿಸಮಾನವಾದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನುಕೂಲತೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ದಿಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೂಡ ಹಲವಾರು ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ರೂಪಿಸಿದೆ. ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಸಬಲೀಕರಣವನ್ನ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಚರ್ಚಿಸೋಣ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತ ಅನಕ್ಷರಸ್ಥ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸಾಕ್ಷರತೆಗೆ ಒಳಪಡಿಸಬೇಕು. ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ. ನಾವು ವಿದ್ಯಾವಂತರು, ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಇರೋರು, ಸಮಾಜದ ಆಗು ಹೋಗುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುವಂತ ಅನ್ಯಾಯಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅತ್ಯಾಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಅನಕ್ಷರಸ್ಥರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಈ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸೌಕರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಸಬಲೀಕರಣದತ್ತ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಬಲೀಕರಣ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಲೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇರೋಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸಬಲೀಕರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಪಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರನ್ನ ಸಾಕ್ಷರತೆಗೆ ಒಳಪಡಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಬಹುದು. ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ಖಾತ್ರಿ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಸರ್ವಶಿಕ್ಷಾ ಅಭಿಯಾನ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಜನನಿ ಸುರಕ್ಷಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಬೇಟಿ ಬಚಾವೋ ಬೇಟಿ ಪಡಾವೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬಹಳ ವಿಷಾದನೀಯ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಭ್ರೂಣ ಹತ್ಯೆ ನಿಷೇಧ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಜಾರಿನಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಭ್ರೂಣ ಹತ್ಯೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ತಡೆಗಟ್ಟುವಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅಕ್ಷರಸ್ಥ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ತಾಯಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಭಾಗ್ಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದೆ, ನಯಿ ರೋಶ್ನಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಿದೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಅನೇಕರಿಗೆ ಇದರ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮಹಿಳಾ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಸಾಲ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದರ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೂಡ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮಹಿಳಾ ಮತ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅವರ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು ಈ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಆಶಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತೆಯರು, ಅವರ ಸೇವೆ ಬಹಳ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನದು. ಅಂಗನವಾಡಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕಿಯರು, ನಮ್ಮ ದಾದಿಯರು, ನಮ್ಮ ವೈದ್ಯರು, ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು, ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವಾಕರ್ತರು, ಪತ್ರಕರ್ತರು, ಅವರ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನದು. ಮಹಿಳಾ ಸಬಲೀಕರಣಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ನಾವು ಯಾರು ಶೋಷಣೆಗೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳನ್ನ ಸಮಾಜದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ವಾಹಿನಿಗೆ ತರಬಹುದು. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು ಏನು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ರೂಪಿಸಿದೆ, ಆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಕಟ್ಟಕಡೆಯ ಮಹಿಳೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ತಲುಪಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಸಬಲರಾದ್ರೆ ದೇಶನೇ ಶಕ್ತಿಶಾಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಮನಗಾಣಬೇಕು. ಮೊದಲು ಮನೆಗೆದ್ದು ಮಾರು ಗೆಲ್ಲು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೊದಲು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸರಿಪಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಏಕೀಕರಣ ಭಾವನೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ತರಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಉಣಬಡಿಸಿ ಅವರಿಂದ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿದೆ. ಹುಡುಗರು ಹುಡುಗಿಯರು 50% ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾನು, ಆದ್ರೆ ಡಾಟಾ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಹುಡುಗಿಯರ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳೇ ಮುಂದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಸರಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಅವರ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬರೀ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಒಂದೇ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ದೇಶ ಕಟ್ಟೋದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಮುಂದೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅನೇಕ ಜನರ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಇದೆ. ಧೀಮಂತ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರಮಿಸೋಣ. ಮಹಿಳೆಯರನ್ನ ಮಾನಸಿಕವಾಗಿ, ದೈಹಿಕವಾಗಿ, ಆರ್ಥಿಕವಾಗಿ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕವಾಗಿ, ರಾಜಕೀಯವಾಗಿ ಅವನ್ನ ಸಶಕ್ತರನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನ ಕಲ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think it was really beautiful. Yes, Tanush.
ನಾನು ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರು ಈ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಮಹಿಳೆಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಿಂತಹ ಮಹಿಳೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಆಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನಾನು ಬರೋ ಅಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ 15 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅವರ ಜೀವನದಿಂದ ಕಲ್ತಂಥ ಪಾಠ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅನುಭವ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದೆಲ್ಲದರ ಒಂದು ಜಿಸ್ಟನ್ನ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ರು. ನಾವು ಮಹಿಳೆಯಾಗಿ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಆಗ್ತಿರುವಂತ ಅನ್ಯಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಧ್ವನಿಯನ್ನ ಎತ್ತಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೆಡ್ ಮಿಸ್ ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ 15 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ತುಂಬಾ ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಹಾಡಿದೆ, ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮಿಸು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಎಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ತುಂಬಾ ಫೇವ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಡ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆದಂತ ಮಿಸಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಡಿಸೋಜ ಅವರು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅಗಾಧ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಹಾಗೂ ಅನುಭವನ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಗದೊಮ್ಮೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಆನ್ ಬಿಹಾಫ್ ಆಫ್ PhD 1-on-1, I extend my heartfelt thanks to Mrs. Justin D'Souza for sharing her immense experience of her journey in this amazing educational system. Over to you, Dr. Dvg, sir.
Thank you so much. She mentioned again, extend heartfelt gratitude to Justin D'Souza ma'am for sharing experiences on how women can act as very important strategic points in community mobilization, how a role stems from the family, values, and the ecosystem. So thank you so much, Justin D'Souza ma'am, for coming on board and sharing views. Moving on, I think from this segment, I think if we have the audio sorted, Vanita ma'am, can you hear us now? Yeah. Yes. Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet.
I can't hear you yet. Meanwhile, I'd like to quickly say hello to all our participants here. I think once I'm just looking through the whole process here. We have Dr. S.S. Hiramak sir. Welcome sir, welcome to our panel. One of our very senior public health dentists who's been the former dean of JDC Bangalore. Along with that, we have many more eminent speakers today. We're really humbled and we're honored. We have many faculty members who joined us from both the dental colleges of Davangere as well as College of Dental Sciences. Then we also have Dr. Ushi Mohandas ma'am. Hello ma'am. I think Ushi ma'am is again a terrific speaker. We're so happy to have ma'am on board here, and it really makes us awe at her speaking skills. Hello ma'am, can you say hello to everybody? All right, okay.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm actually fully rusted, fully blown. 6 events are over. This is the 7th one. I just popped in.
Lovely.
So I have another one coming up. So thanks, Dvg. I just came by to say hello to all the women. I think any number of women, especially what I heard by Justin madam now. ನನಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀನಿ madam, and I'm just trying to learn my language as well. So it's awesome listening to all of you. And ನಾವು ಲೇಡೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಜನಿಕಾಂತ್ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಒಂದೇ ಸತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು 100 ಸತಿ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ. So I think that is really important, that there's a great value to word, and all the best, Dvg. You're doing a fab job.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'd like to invite Dr. Anuradha ma'am to please come on board. Yes, Anuradha ma'am.
Well, good evening, everybody.
Good
And
evening,
I just want to say one or two things. Is I am listening to a chaste Kannada spoken in a proper language after so many years. So thank you very much. And Dhanashri, lovely song. I heard song also after a long time. You have no idea what all songs I have heard. And thanks to Dvg that I'm part of this celebration. And most important thing is to looking at a very pretty face here, who reminded me of so many years back, whom I just knew as a beautiful undergraduate girl who was very quiet, now sitting as a full governing council member of the Bapuji Association, I'm very proud of you, Prabha. I hope you remember me.
Ma'am, thank you so much and really admire you.
You have no idea how great it feels to a teacher. You can ask Madam Anita, Madam Justine, they will tell you. Okay, so I am just very happy that I'm here with everybody. I am not going to say anything about how the things have changed and all, because 27 years is a very long time. And I just would like to say that what happened to me in a few years, in a very few words. I started working actually I started working in 94. But I came to Davangere after 1 year in Bapuji. And that is when I actually really started my career as such. And everybody's personality as a teacher, as a person, it gets developed when you are exposed to a lot of things and a lot of responsibilities given to you. So when I came there so many years back, and I worked there from 95 to 2002, that makes it almost 7 years at a stretch. And I came there as an outsider and who was very different than what the normal setup of Davangere was those days. But I was treated with utmost respect, a lot of love and affection. Nobody treated me like an outsider. I never felt that. As soon as I think I was given a lot of responsibility, a lot of freedom to conduct overnight camps and to take the classes the way I wanted. I used to combine the 200 students in one class where they would stand behind and I would walk in between the rows. And you can imagine 4.5 feet walking in the up and down. But it was just overwhelming response of the students, which I still feel. After so many years in my FB, you will find maximum of my students. I don't have any of my contemporaries as friends, but most of them are my students. And I could feel me growing in Davangere. My personality was developed. My personality became what I am. I was made to realize my strength. I was made to realize my capabilities. I think I had around 4 years experience when I was entrusted with the responsibility of conducting a national conference of public health dentistry. And every freedom was given to me. I was made examiner of PG when I completed 5 years, and this is all thanks to Dr. Shetty. He was always there. He always encouraged. Of course, I was terrified of him like everybody else, but he was there, and I never felt hesitant to go and ask him during lunchtime, so what I can do and all that stuff. And all the students, all the staff, including a non-teaching staff, a driver of my mobile van, the attender of the department, Amma, everybody would help, small things. And they would all encourage me to do things, spend time with me, and make me feel very good, and make me feel that what I'm doing is very right. When computer was given to us, and I learned a computer class along with my PGs, so there was nothing like I grew with my students. So when you say that, or when I was supposed to say something, what happened in so many years? A lot of things happened in so many years because attitudes changed. WWW came in life and it destroyed everything, according to me. I don't know. I think Madam Vanitha and Madam Justine will be in a better position to say that, because they must be facing in a worse thing than what we do, because children trouble a lot with the mobile phones. And I think everybody says woman empowerment. I don't believe in woman empowerment. I believe it is all in your mind, because if you think you can, then you can. That's what I believe. Nothing came in my way as such. When I wanted to achieve something, I fought, shouted, did everything except crying. I never cried for anything. So I believe that people say woman, nothing like woman and all. Men don't exist without a woman. I believe that. Okay, you can say whatever. And main important thing is I'm a public health dentist. And a public health dentist is somebody who has to most of the times come in contact with illiterate, semi-literate, masculine people. They don't like to take orders from ladies. And perhaps Denzi won't know it, but when we go for camps, we know what happens. I think Janashri will be in a better position to say when she leads the camp, what happens. Maybe your driver and attender will listen to you, but the patients don't, or they don't cooperate. A lot of problems like that. But then what I faced here in, I think Davangere, in South, I would say, I studied, educated in Dharwad, and then came to Davangere. But now I'm here, in Uttar Pradesh, in the heart of Northland, and what you can say, full all whatever you can say is all there. I have to have a thick skin. I have to have insults. I have to learn ignorance. Everything is being done, and this happens right from a very well-educated, well-placed person to an attender, to a person. So what you need to have is, you need to have a lot of resilience, a lot of confidence in yourself, and decide, okay, I want to do this, means I want to do this by hook or crook. And I feel as a public health dentist, women are more perfectly suited than any other faculty. Women are best for public health dentistry because you need a lot of patience, you need a lot of convincing power, you need to be a little submissive also to make somebody feel very great that they are the ones who are leaders, and you actually get things manipulated the way you want. And little ignorance, that if somebody is not listening to you, you tell 2 times as if what they said you didn't hear. I learned all this, but I feel that what I saw in so many years is girls and boys, whether you go for camp or whether you are sitting in a classroom or anything, or any simple job of, when we go for camp, all of you perhaps will know that we need to put a setup. We need to put chairs and tables and banners and instruments, making patients sit in a place, registers. And I learned one thing in Davangere itself, and I'm very honest about saying about Davangere because my personality is developed there. So I learned that I treat a boy student and a girl student equal. I gave the same responsibility to girls and same responsibility to boys. And I made them do it. If a girl is picking up a chair, I encouraged her so that she doesn't feel that I'm doing something bad. If a boy is trying to help her, then I discourage them, that let them do it. And that is how perhaps I made a boy feel equality with girls. So there was nothing like ladkiyan nahi kar sakti, that never there. It is not even here. All PGs, all UGs, everybody has to be equal. No change, no weakness, nothing. I am same, so my students are same. And I believe, as both the principals will tell you, that teachers are the one who influence the students' thought process a lot. And how they watch our behavior. Unfortunately, how much ever grown up the students are, they will watch the staff for whatever reasons. They look at, whether they are second years, they are third years, they are final years, they are PGs, they are watching you. They are listening to what you're saying. They're trying to find double meaning, triple meaning from that. So what example we put in front of them, they will remember that. And they'll remember you for that, of what you taught them. So whatever we tell them or whatever we do, behave in front of them, that is what they are going to learn. So if you respect a woman and a man in the same way, treat them the same way, they will learn. And what they have learned, they will carry forward in their lives. So I feel a teacher is the best person in any age group to make the personalities of a man. So ultimately, it is a teacher and a woman who can manipulate a man. So there is nothing like wooing anybody, because even the hero is minus O, he is she only. So without a lady, it is not possible. So I believe in that. See, here it becomes very, what do you call, difficult in area does matter. Training does matter. Attitudes do matter. I agree with everything. But I also agree that given a responsibility has to be given, to get equal response. You trust somebody with a responsibility and wait to see how they perform. You be there behind them. You be there with them. Encourage every step of the way. And you will find fantastic work being done by your students. That's what was done to me. I was not a school. I never had a full-time guide. Then I came here. I learned on the job. These things are very commonly said. See, I have a bad habit of reading novels. There are very weird sentences I used to feel in the beginning. But when Denzi made me think, do this, I started thinking, these dialogues, does it really have a meaning? And I realized today, yes, it has a meaning. We learned on the job or on the go, we learned, we did this. This is actually what is happening in a teacher's life. Now, more than a clinician, I am 100% a teacher, and a teacher throughout the life. Whatever I do, somebody will be watching me, and I know that. And today's student who is there in front of me has the courage to come and ask me, "Apne aise bola tha, to humne aisa kara." So they put it onto you. You cannot make a mistake. You are not forgiven any mistake. You are watched every step of the way, especially at that this Facebook. No, sometimes I get very irritated. No, what you are passing a comment, what you are saying, whether you are putting any face, everything they will leave. And then I get messages for that, personal messages, that this is what, give your number, do this and all. They don't feel any hesitancy. Even when my age is growing and the student who's coming in second year is same age, they will be around 19 and 20, but I grow older by 1 year every year. So, but there is no generation gap. They don't feel the distance. They don't feel anything. They are the ones who are very demanding. They ask any doubt, any time of the day. There is no restriction or fear, you know. When you were talking, you were so happy about talking about Madam Justine. That will be there, but there will be some respect and some fear at the back of your mind. It is there and should be there. In this current people, it is not there. Fear in the word does not exist. That's what I felt. They feel very close. They want you to be a friend. They want to spend time with you. Even in the college, they don't mind offering, ma'am, let's go and have a cup of coffee. And I have gone to have a cup of coffee in the canteen with my third year students. We get some, so this is what I felt is the change that has happened in last so many years. I was supposed to be a terror in Davangere. Supposed to be. I don't know. Some people were very, very close to me who would come to my house and get me some things to eat also. Kodboy and all that. And now it doesn't happen. But some people would be so scared that they won't talk to me. So it is person to person.
Actually, some of them actually asked me that how did you convince ma'am to come speak for you?
You should have told them that we are friends.
Yes, sorry, please continue.
But I just have to say one or two things is I believe that it is a man's world even now. And I have also observed that men support each other, which girls don't do. Somewhere, for whatever reason, women do not encourage each other. They will try to put down, they will say something behind the back, something. And I don't know the reason. I'm not saying there is envy, jealousy. Just something. It's just habit we have. So I feel that we need to stop that, because to reach any position, a lady has to work minimum double of what a guy does. So if we encourage each other, if we support each other, if we keep them in the place, then life will be easier. So we need to do that. We need to stop putting each other down and put ourselves up and build each other up. That is one very, very important thing according to me. Second thing, yes, there are people who say and who feel that ladies should not be doing certain things. It's only guys who can do that. There is nothing like that. At least I feel, after living alone for so long and traveling right from Dharwad, Davangere, Udaipur, and ending up in Lucknow. So I sometimes sit and think, why God brought me here, and I don't have the answer till now. Maybe He wanted to show me every facet of life. So one or two things is most important is, yes, the ladies will have to support each other. The ladies will have to bring each other up. And we've got to stop criticizing everybody for no reasons, actually, because we do that. And I think if we all are together, I don't mean only ladies and all, I mean everybody is together, we grow up. If a team works together, we grow up. And we divide for whatever reason, we fall. So I feel that we should falsify that, support each other, be together, and go ahead in life. I don't know I am right or wrong or whatever, but I wish everybody a very happy Women's Day, which I don't believe in celebrating. And I have a joint thanks and appreciation to this gentleman and other gentlemen who are listening to whatever I am saying, because I always talk off the rocker. And thank you so much, Denzi. And thank you very much for patiently listening to my jabbering.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think you just reinforced the fact that it's him because of her. And like you expressed in your views and all the learning which you've had right the way from Dharwad to Davangere and to presently in Lucknow. Just a little bit, which I'd like to share with the audience. Dr. Anuradha ma'am has been very, very helpful and instrumental in conceiving this whole platform. We developed PhD 101 a year ago. And for someone who's so experienced and who shares such a wonderful insight into the specialty, for beginners like us, when me and Carissa did talk about this whole idea, she had some kind of a faith which made us start this off and in a post-COVID situation. So thank you so much for that, ma'am. And thank you so much for doing this today for us, on reflecting and sharing your experiences and coming to how women in the whole sphere of dental education, learning and evolving as teachers. And thank you so much for your kind words, ma'am. It's really on behalf of PhD 101 and Ida Dvg, and extend a very, very heartfelt gratitude to you for joining and doing this for us. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, one line. You should keep on doing something because you are bringing public health dentistry to the UGs, and that is a great service you are doing to the subject, the faculty, and we appreciate that on behalf of everyone. So thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. That's really humbling, ma'am. Thank you so much. So after having heard from Justin D'Souza ma'am about in very, very beautiful language that ma'am expressed about how women act as community leaders, and moving on to experiences from our very own Anuradha ma'am, who shared her experience of being a public health dentistry teacher and evolving the specialty and the situation in dental schools and colleges. Next, we'd like to move on to Srimati J's Vanitha ma'am. Vanitha ma'am, can you kindly unmute yourself? Yes.
Finally.
Okay.
Okay. A very good evening to one and all.
Okay. Just before we start this off, I'd like to welcome again Vanitha ma'am, who has been above all a fantastic teacher and someone who leads by example. And I should confess this on this platform that I am still scared of my teacher. Because it brings me back to the memories of looking at her. And this actually happened in one of the instances when Vanitha ma'am, I just came across ma'am, and ma'am, the teacher directly asks me, and like, what are you doing here? I said, ma'am, I teach at a dental college here at Davangere. And the reflex reaction was actually trying to see if my shirt was tucked in, if my shoes was polished, because Vanitha ma'am is someone who has been a very dear teacher right from our time in Bishop Cotton's. So again, here I think everybody would know the amazing work that ma'am is doing. Ma'am is heading the institution, is principal at the PSSREM residential school in Tolunse at the university campus right next to that. Now, the challenges of what ma'am has experienced and how do we make the school settings more gender neutral, and how do we make it more towards so that the girls who study in residential schools and generally the environments, what has to be done. So I'd like to request Vanitha ma'am to take over the proceedings.
A very good evening to one and all. PHO 101, a big thank you. And I think a wonderful work done by Denzi and Teresa. Nice to know that you people use the COVID time very well. And I think this is the need of the hour. And probably that was also a great learning experience for all of us too. Believe me, technology existed, but we sort of moved at snail's pace. But COVID actually thumped us into getting into action to learn to be on par with what is happening around. So I think that was one of the greatest things that ever could have happened. Well, moving on, I'd just like to begin with Anne Frank. I think all of us know the beautiful book that this little girl wrote, Diary of a Young Girl. Well, being in Netherlands and being during the World War II and having to have keeping themselves in hiding for 3 long years and then coming into a concentration camp to pen a book and to talk about times when things were absolutely difficult. We were not accessible to each other across the globe. And barring this aside, the role of women as such, probably something that we're talking about now, if I have to make a mention of Anne Frank. But think about the times that has gone by, probably centuries that have gone by, and things probably that we are moving across. Many a time it sounds cliche when we talk about women and women empowerment and where are we moving and what are we doing. But nevertheless, we've not stopped. It's been a continuous process and the push has been happened. Well, I think post the millennium, there has been a lot of changes and I think we're moving in the right direction. At this, I'd like to extend my Women's Day wishes to each and every one of the panelists, as well as Carissa. Yes, all the strong women there. And of course, Janashri also, the young and enthusiastic little girl. Very nice to know that all of you achieved so much and you did not keep it to yourselves, but believe to pass it on to others. Well, I think this is one of the most important things that all of us need to do. And if this can happen, well, I think it begins at school. A school, which is the first place for education, is where I think we primarily need to put our focus on. And if I have to talk about gender equality, I think this thing over a period of time, it is being removed. If I have to look into little statistics, which I'll come to a little later, has told us that there has been changes that have been happening. But to begin with it all, it was a great global priority by the UNESCO to promote right to education. And they wanted this to happen globally. And this came in along with inclusive and quality education that they wanted to bring. Well, all of us know, if you're looking at the globe around the world, with the 16 million people around at a school, we can say that only 2/3 are present in the form of the women population that we have. Reasons could be plenty: poverty, geographical isolation, minority status, disability, early marriage, gender violence, medical facilities. Well, these are just small things to say. But then this has been prompting all along, not allowing the girls as such to move out of their homes. There has been this tight fold compartment thing that has always been existent. Well, coming on to education as such, if we have to say as to what has happened, or rather, if I have to say the reasons for it, if we have to go into it, first and foremost is, why is there this discrimination? Why is it that we always speak of to begin with, at the school level, whether it is young or old, whether we talk of kids at the entry level when they're at school, or we're talking about kids as they grow up a little higher. Looking at the global statistics across the world, well, I think India also stands on the same ranking to say that the number of girls or the women, girls entry into the school is limited. They're not on a 50-50 percentage as yet. We are still lagging behind. Very too many reasons as such is what I could think of. First and foremost, talking about discrimination, we don't allow, or rather, we never used to encourage girls as such to choose subjects of their choice to do something what they wanted to, because we always thought some things were tailor-made and were kept, or rather forced or to move. This is restricted for them. Well, things over a period of time has started opening. Coming on the parental views, I'm again focusing on India. Of course, this has been on with us since time immemorial about what we have to do, how we have to do. We've been told, taught, and always been, it's ingrained inside from the beginning. Well, these are your roles and responsibilities, and this is what you should do. Putting all this aside, you get a chance to go out to work, to do something, well, then yes, you can prove your worth. But to begin with, at the school, how many of them take a very positive note to send their children to school? They have other reasons, quoting that it is not required for girls to go to school. Why is it that we have to push them? They have to travel long distances. Is the transport facilities flexible or available for them to go on? Once they go to school, what do you think? How would they be treated as? Is the ratio of teachers in the school, whether it's the boys or the women or the men? What is the ratio there? How would the children adjust in that environment? These are the kind of things that we have been pushing on and on and on. And of course, the new other thing which has come out to light now, sexual harassment that has been existent, and probably a term that we're using now to talk about it. Of course, it is because all along it was subdued. It did not come out. People never spoke about it. It was kept hidden under a book. Many of them being quiet for various reasons. They could never voice it out. They could not tell it. If they happen to speak about it at the school level, well, you get demarked and you're pushed away. People start looking at you at another way. You come back and say the same thing at home. Well, then again, the parents may again take a call to say that, no, we need not send you to school. So we hold you back. So this kind of a thing that is sort of opened up. Well, if you're moving into all of this, what could be the reasons? Maybe if you're talking about the patriarchal society, well, its existence, whereas it's known independence given to men and women, the difference there, and it's always been pushed that the men's or the boy in the household needs to be educated, needs to move ahead, whereas a girl can stay back. It's still okay. We needn't push her. It's not important for her. She can think of a choice of a career a little later stage in life. That is, if she successively comes into her middle year of schooling. So maybe then she can think of it. For her to exist from her entry till the middle years itself was a challenge. So coming up till then and then demarking yourself to do whatever you could was coming in. The other reason probably here in this country was poverty again. We'd like to educate the men in our, or rather the boys at home, because at least we feel that they need to educate themselves. They're the breadwinners to the family. Until and unless they educate themselves, they will not come back to take care of the home. So how do we handle this? So again, one step backward. If you're talking about something called nutrition again, well, nutrition, of course, it sounds a little odd to say that what kind of food. Well, it is still existent when you think about what is being served in the plate. It still is that, okay, the man of the house or the boy in the family, well, he needs to be taken care of. The girls, yes, you can always have it later. There's plenty more time left. We can redo, we can recook. So there's always this, what could I say, the second class treatment, if it is so. Well, then coming on to the workload part, if I have to talk about it, well, then men, apart from all the responsibilities and the world that they live in outside, all the challenges that they have to meet in their work system, they come with their own headaches. Well, that is it. Well, then, if it's for the girls, well, it's not so simple. They're able to manage what is there at home, take care of everything, all the basic necessities. Yet again, go to school, educate yourself, learn, earn, work, prove your mettle, and then still come back to the very home to again live, to give, to fend for the family. So, well, these are the things that have been going on in general. Well, keeping this in mind, at school, what can we do? Well, I think at school, we have a major role to play. Any school, as a matter of fact, first let's open doors for everybody, equality in gender, bring both boys and girls, all of them, and in fact, try to promote, in case if you're looking at the number of girls are less, encourage, make sure the girls also join in school. And at that, when we say once you're into school, what is the role of a teacher inside the school? Well, yes, the teacher put away things. Probably if your textbook says something to say, or you've heard something, or a new happening, or something that is there again to talk of in history, or moving forward, how are you encouraging them? So please, the teachers need to be encouraged to constantly keep telling them, never even denote this term as gender equality. Keep it open. There's students in front of you. Just teach them. All 40, all 30, whoever's there in front of you, they're your kids. So teach them with the same urge and interest to learn. Well, boys might come out with their doubts and they love to clarify and they're done with it. Well, girls always find out. There could be many reasons as to why they're holding themselves back. You'll never know until and unless we open ourselves to ask them. Well, I think we need to educate the teachers or the staff in any school to encourage the children to make sure that each and every child is special and also give them the same treatment that they need. Never ever even think about it or never let anything of this drop into their minds. Let's just keep it at where it is. Probably when we educate them, I'm sure they will move in. Then the other thing about the teaching fraternity, well, yes, if we've all noticed at the lower ages, we always insist that we prefer to have women for the lower classes. This is rightly quoted by Anuradha ma'am. Yes, we are a very patient lot. We love to hold on to our patients. We take care of them. We know how to tend. We take care of their temperament. We ask them. We go that extra mile, a pat on the back, a smile on their face, cheer them up, do something to see that, you pull them inside. Well, then, yes, this happens but at the same time, as we move higher, I think when we do encourage staff of, irrespective, whichever subject they take and whichever classes they take, I think it's an equal, what would I say, employment of both men and women. We should never discriminate there. Take them in general, and I'm sure, certainly, especially as they grow older and they're stepping into adolescence, women will also therein play a major role, because I'm sure they will help them to change their mind and mentality. When they see them there, they'll be the example standing in front of them, and the children or the child would love to look up to see their teacher there. Will he or she is there, and this is how it is. And again, as rightly quoted by Mrs. Anuradha and as well as Justin ma'am, of course, we are role models standing in front of the children, each and every one of us. And I think this is what probably, as the head of an institution, we should also focus to do, speak to them at various staff meetings to encourage them to go back with the same bent of mind, to get back to see that you take out what you is there from your side, from every child given to you. Well, again, coming on to the education, if you look at it, results that are being produced, if you see the percentile, you always see that it's the girls who perform well. Boys do perform well. Yes, there is hard work. They do take in a lot of interest to do everything. They work extremely hard to do what they have to do. But don't forget, the girls are also coming in the little chores also back at home, whether it is to clear the table or to keep the kitchen right or to dust your own table, make your own room. But in spite of all this, you still sit down to sit and study. Make sure that education is a priority for you and still make it up to see that you get your marks well. Well, I think probably women as such, as rightly said earlier, are made very strong, and probably the strength within them which comes in, they are able to handle situations. So probably it's taught young, but it moves forward. So the schools do play a major role. We really need to focus on this, encourage them, and also more than just curriculum, we need to add on other curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular activities, encourage them, put them into sporting activities, put them into club activities, put them into any other activities that exist as an inter-school activity. Start promoting sending these children to go to other schools to see where they are and where the others are and where they make a, as they say, straight from the horse's mouth. So when the girls happen to share it with others, when they go to another school, they tend to learn as well as come back learning something from there to share back again with us. And if this is the case, well, I think the importance lies in the school, the teachers, the management, the role played by the principal, all of this. I think not just at any school, starting from a government school, moving up to even a high-end school, every school, I think these days are working towards this. And I think this present COVID situation also gave me a lot of input, since we are slightly counted as a rural area school. We were on with local government schools as we come under the cluster. So that was when I did see how learning happened during the COVID times. It was, of course, the men and the women going to the respective homes, getting children together, students there, seated there, sitting there, teaching them, coming back, putting back whatever work that they have done. So if this is happening at the government school level, I'm sure all of us at all other schools, we've all worked extremely hard to take the school to their homes. So this was a time, I think, if there has been a wonderful transition period, well, I think this COVID has been the transition period for everyone across the world, not just our country. And also a time when we've also had parental interaction at a one-to-one. So whenever the teaching gets over at the end of the day, the call either comes to us directly telling us about the performance, and on the other hand, what the teacher has done at the school. So what this has done is it's brought people together. And of course, activity-based learning has also come in. And I think keeping this in mind, the one good thing that has happened to mankind is technology. And the use of technology is growing multifold. And today, the very fact that all of us are able to meet on a virtual meet, which something did exist, but Zoom ever since April 2000, wonderful platform. Well, like this, it has brought in people together. So keeping all this in mind, and I think we've all moved forward, let us work towards to see the genesis that has taken place earlier. It is moving in, the millennium has made changes, we are moving ahead, and I'm sure each and every one of us here, probably with our years of experience, would certainly love to teach the younger generation what to do at school, how to do it, and how to handle boys and girls together. And along with it, how a supportive environment can we create for them. And I think as leaders of leaders, we need to take the initiative to see that we work that and encourage to bring in all the children together, leave disparity alone, put it aside, don't even talk about it, put in that equality basis to everyone, promote general education to everyone. And I'm sure all of us, irrespective, and probably a note today here to tell all the mothers, please, I do discuss it with my parents when they come here. They talk about leaving their sons in a residential school. I always tell them, of course, you're going to make your child very independent, but certainly when he comes back home, he's certainly going to tell that, Ma, can I help you with some chores at home? Or maybe I can do up my room, my bed. I'm up very early. These are the things that we are also teaching them here as basic responsibility of residential school. But the behavioral changes when once they go back. And also the co-ed school that exists here, brings them together so that disparity is not brought in. They do not feel left out. They do not feel that, one is higher and the other is lower. No, I don't think that has happened. And I think it should not happen also in the future. And we need to take them in the same way. Well, the statistics which has remained, probably if I have to talk about the 2018-19 period, if I'm looking at the engineering faculty as such, which was, student ratio, which was 71%, and the girls were at a 28%, whether it was the IITs or the NITs, there has been a phenomenal growth. The girls have moved up by 14% at the 2018-19 survey. If you are talking about the doctorate levels, well, they were touching on the boys as such in the 18-19. It was only 40%, but now they have moved up to 43.82%. Well, I think that is also a jump for which we do see it. Coming on to the next slightly, higher education teachers or the lecturers at higher education, we moved from 13,67,000 to 14,82,000 now in the earlies of 2018, stepping forward to 2020. Well, I think the government also has taken a lot of initiatives to bring things together, and especially all curriculums across the country, our Indian curriculum, whether you're looking at the ICSE, the CBSE, or if you're looking at the international curriculum, the CAE, IB, whatever levels that are existent here, we have put our focuses primarily to see that we are promoting education in the right way to everybody, equal education for everyone, absolute equality, no discrimination. Move ahead. The world is yours. If we can do it here in our country, why not? Because it's, if you've noticed again, it is us here in India. We really train our kids young, and they are the ones who, if they happen to go abroad, are the ones who are doing extremely well. And I think, I think I'm running out of time. Anyway, I'd just like to mention a big thank you to each and every one of you. It was very short. The span of time was very short. I think we really had to rush through too many things, but it has been a wonderful experience to each and every one of us here, listening to you, as well as it's also been learning. And special thanks to Justin, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. You've always been the role model to entire Davangere. And even when I came in, I think you were the one I always looked up to as soon as I heard the years of experience and how your school and your education, the entire system has moved from strength to strength. And of course, I am also thankful to the wonderful management where all of us come from, which has moved in with a number of institutions, as well as the quality of education that has come in. We've also done extremely well. And I think, as rightly quoted by Dvg, you did say Davangere is the happening city of education. We are moving in forward in the same way, and we love to see much more happening in this city and all of us to move in the same manner. And waiting to hear Dr. Mala, and also thank you one and all.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
It has been a day for me.
Oh yeah.
Starting from the bar right down to the audios. Anyway, thank you so much, and Carissa and Dvg, wonderful job. Keep it up, and I think you've given us a cue that we can also make use of this to see that we do something phenomenal even at the school level to bring people together. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for those wonderful experiences which you shared. I think what a teacher brings in as for a teaching school, we actually predicted many of the issues which students face. And like I said, tapping them very young in early developmental stages becomes important for the upbringing and the holistic development of child, male or female. So we need to ensure that gender equality is created, and whatever is related, like when we talk about from the healthcare point of view, we say that we need health promoting settings. But more importantly, I think we need supportive environments for development of the male child, female child, according to the differential needs that they have, and more so in that direction. So thank you, Vanita ma'am. Thank you for this, for sharing your thoughts on that. And thank you for joining in. And moving on with the remaining session for today, I'd like to request Dr. Gnanashri to please take over the proceedings from here. Yes, Gnanashri, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Danti sir. Uh, I would like to welcome Dr. Prabha Mallikarjun ma'am on board right now. It gives me an immense pleasure being a Bapu Jade to invite ma'am on this particular platform. I believe she really personifies simplicity and humbleness, who is none other than Dr. Prabha Mallikarjun ma'am. Dr. Prabha ma'am comes from a typical agriculture background family from Kakkargolla, Davangere Taluk. She finished her schooling from Polyfibers CBSE Kumarpatnam Harihar and then graduated from her alma mater in dental science from Bapuji Dental College and Hospital, Davangere. She's an amazing wife of her beloved Mr. S.S. Mallikarjun sir, who supports sir in all his societal and business and political affairs. She's the driving force for the BEA Health Camp and Women's Health and Awareness Drive. With the blessing and great support of her father-in-law, Dr. Shamnu Shivshankrapa sir, she started BA Dental Health Camps in September 2017 with the aim of health for all. She also conducted Women Health Drive, which was conducted basically for girls to assess anemic levels and their management also. So today we have Dr. Prabha Mallikarjun ma'am, who will be addressing all of us about role of women in leadership and management in healthcare profession. On behalf of PhD 1-on-1 and IDA Davangere branch, I heartily welcome Dr. Prabha Mallikarjun ma'am on this platform. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Gnanashri. Can you hear me, Denzi? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're all right.
A heartwarming good evening to everyone. Respected and inspiring guest speakers, moderators, students, and participants, wishing each one of you happy International Women's Day. When Denzi approached me with the rendezvous event, I asked him about expectations from the audience, and he was like, ma'am, why don't you just speak on the health camps? So, and here with my daughter's support, I've done a small PP presentation, and I would like to highlight health camp activities and take this as an opportunity to thank the dental faculty, Dr. Sadashiv Shetty, Dr. Vasundhara ma'am, Dr. Sapna, and of course, Dr. Denzi, and Dr. Prashant and Dr. Sushant, and many other dentists and doctors who wholeheartedly participated in the camp events. Let me first begin at the very beginning. And as a BDA student, I was inspired by community health dentistry subject. And Dr. Anuradha, who is one of the guest speakers today, was my teacher. And I really admired her work, her bold attitude, and her magnetic nature, which is growing with years. Thank you, ma'am, for your guidance. And I feel social responsibility is an inborn desire, and we must commit ourselves to few hours of community service on a regular basis. And this will definitely bring balance, purpose, and meaning to our so-called busy life. And recently we had an alumni gathering, and we just shared the beautiful memories of being dental students and how the doctors who supported and guided us during our student years. Thank you to all the teachers. And in the introduction, Gnanashri told about the chairman, Dr. Shamnu Shivshankrapa ji, and joint secretary, Mr. S.S. Mallikarjun, with whose support and guidance, we started BEA health camps. And the team involved doctors and staff members from medical colleges, JJMMC and SSIMS. We also had the dental colleges, both BDCH and COTS, and the nursing college staff, the district health officer from Davangere, all the health officers and ASHA workers were also involved in the health activities. We also got a lot of local support from the leaders and the government school staff. And as volunteers, we had adolescents, the scouts and guides, and NCC students who also participated in all the arrangements in the healthcare awareness drives. Now, the basic idea was A, to bring quality health services to people's doorstep, and B, to create a health conscious society through people's participation. Now, Denzi is very much aware of all the events which I'm going to speak now. And prior to each of the camps, we had a list of the entire Davangere district, and we divided it into 2 zones, the north and south. And we had the date with the campsite and the in-charge institutions clearly charted out on paper. And 2 health camps were conducted every weekend at a government school. Meetings were held at the beginning of the week for each campsite with all the respective school staff. The principal was there, and the local leaders with few volunteers and doctors concerned with the camp activities were also part of the event. And with each camp and experience, we started involving more women community in our health meetings. And school visits by our team of doctors too was mandatory. And prior to the health camp, pamphlets and mic announcements were made towards the weekend so that we could reach out to all the masses. Now, the health camps were conducted morning, every day, every weekend between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And they would begin with an auspicious lamp lighting event, awareness talk on the importance of healthy lifestyle in disease prevention and health promotion, and talk on non-communicable and communicable diseases. The importance of blood donation was emphasized. And during the camps, diagnostic tests like blood test, random blood sugar test, and ECG were done. And free medicines were distributed. Health cards with the camp seal were also given. And once the camp was finished, we brought out a list of the follow-up patients, and that was given to the leaders and the school teachers and ASHA workers so that these patients could be sent to the institution for further diagnosis and treatment. And being a BDS student, graduate, dental and oral health awareness camps was very dear to me. And so we thought of conducting dental health awareness camps in the respective government schools. And the awareness camps included street plays, board games. These were used to educate the children, and even models were used to explain brushing techniques and the importance of oral hygiene and regular visit to a dentist. And as you see in the pictures, you can see the excitement and enthusiasm among the children. And later the patients were diagnosed and treated in the mobile dental vans and followed up with a visit to the respective colleges. And during one of these meetings for the health camps, the doctor suggested about teaching, even involving adolescent health issues. And so we conducted around 5 awareness drives, educating college students on adolescent health issues, anemia, psychiatry. And during this event, health information booklets were given, and we also asked the students to read, discuss, and share these facts among their family members and friends. And blood hemoglobin tests were conducted at the respective colleges, and free iron tablets were also distributed. We also conducted walkathons, lantern lighting, and skits to celebrate and create awareness about the World Tuberculosis Day and World Health Day. Now, my reason for sharing these health-related programs is to motivate young students to become the change makers and contributors in building a health-conscious society. And being students, you definitely have academic pressures, but do not shy away from family and social responsibilities. And during my talks and interaction with the adolescent groups, I always ask them to invest in personal health choices and take initiative in family health, teach the younger siblings the importance of health, hygiene, eating habits, active lifestyle, and also volunteer to take their mothers, elders in their family, and also their family members to regular health checkups, and definitely involve themselves in community health. They could do blood donation camps and be a part of health awareness programs, cleanliness drives, environment issues. The list is endless. So I just requested the youngsters to take initiative and be a part of the cause which was the closest to them. And I would like to quote a few lines from an article I read recently. We do not need a well-informed mind, which is a collection of knowledge, which can be Googled, but a well-formed mind that reacts to situation and always asks, why not? So students start asking the question, why not, and take the lead. Be proactive, accept the challenges, and lead a responsible and healthy life. Develop the right assets and attitudes. And on this event of International Women's Day, let us all pledge to create a society wherein boys and girls, men and women enjoy the same opportunities, outcomes, rights, and obligations in all spheres of life. Lastly, I would like to congratulate the team of PhD 101, Carissa Gudino Lawrence, Dr. Denzi Lawrence, and Gnanashri Bhatt. I would like to talk in Kannada with you. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಜೊತೆಗೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆ. ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯ್ತು. And please continue with your good works. And I would also like to thank Justin D'Souza ma'am. ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಡೆ ನುಡಿ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಸದಾ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರೇರಕವಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ. And Dr. Anuradha ma'am, very nice to hear from you about the experiences you had as a teacher in Davangere. Ma'am, it must be your initial years as a teacher, but at the same time, with your growth, you were inspiring many students like me to understand the basics in dentistry and community service, which is very close to me. And I always said, every one of us has a leadership quality in us. So take up the opportunity, take the lead, and march ahead. And I just wish each one of you good luck, ma'am. And Srimati Vanita, I've had very good interactions with you on various student issues. Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful interactions we had. And Dr. Mala, ma'am, I think I met you a few times during my dental college visit and also during the alumni. So I wish you good luck. And Denzi and Carissa and the team of educators, once again, congratulate you for your wonderful efforts. Keep the efforts going on. Good luck, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences. I think that was walk down memory lane for you. In fact, in one of the conversations, like ma'am actually mentioned, we discovered that public health dentistry or community dentistry back then, as it was known, was one of the favorite subjects for ma'am. And it so happened that things fell in place, and we had the fortune of a teacher connecting back, or rather a student connecting back to her teacher back in the college. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. As being a Davangere girl, I always looked up to Mrs. Justin Auntie, and even Prabha ma'am, for you for that matter. I always looked up to you both, being such a humble personality, even after achieving so much in life, how you guys keep yourself grounded. So whenever I was studying in school, I used to visit Siddhganga school for various competition. I used to see Justin Auntie. So I always admired and I always looked up to Justin Auntie. So today is such a golden opportunity to me to introduce the role model of my life, whom I look up to for everything. Maybe it's Justin Auntie and you also, ma'am, Prabha ma'am. So it gives me an immense pleasure, and it's a very golden time for me. So for this opportunity, I really have to thank Mr. and Mrs. Denzi Lawrence for this. So it's like a fangirl moment for me to talk to even Prabha ma'am and even Justin Auntie on this platform. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the appreciation. You identified my love for Kannada, which is an amazing thing. Thank you so much.
Well, I just have to say one thing, that I never expected Dr. Prabha to do so much work. I am humbled listening to all that. I just want to say, seriously, I'm so happy. I can't tell you. Extremely happy. Keep it up.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Denzi.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prabha ma'am, for doing this, on sharing your experiences and taking up the time and connecting with us. Quickly, I'd like to move on and request Carissa to introduce a final speaker for the day, which is Dr. Mala Manohar ma'am. Yes, over to you, Carissa.
It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Mala. She was born in 1960 and grew up in Mumbai and Bangalore. She joined KMC Manipal as a student of dentistry in 1979 and completed her master's in orthodontics in 1987 from the same institute. From 1983 onwards, she has been maintaining a practice in general dentistry and orthodontics. She started a teaching career in 1999 at the College of Dental Sciences, Davangere, and has been heading the department since 2017. She also has her own practice. So with this, I would like to ask Dr. Mala to say a few words about the role of women in dentistry.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. And I'm indeed honored to be part of these august group of women who are the panelists today. I don't think I've met Dr. Anuradha, but it was a pleasure listening to you. Dr. Vanita, a real pleasure. And Justin, madam, I have not met her, but she seems to be a fantastic human being. And Prabha ma'am, a delight to be with you. Thank you so much, Denzi, for giving me this opportunity. Can I share my screen? Am I audible,
Yes.
Denzi? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So a very good evening to all of you. And it's quite late in the evening, and I'm so happy that you are all here. And we are celebrating a very auspicious day, and we are honoring the women throughout the world. So today I'm going to speak on the I'm going to speak on the leadership positions of women in dentistry. Now, if someone were to ask me what is the scope of leadership for women in dentistry, I would say sky is the limit. because any woman can occupy any position in dentistry, be it the Dental Council of India, or in academics, or in the management and corporate sector, or in the dental colleges, or the state dental councils, or dental associations, or for that matter, even the specialty organizations. Armed with a postgraduate degree, and a woman can rise to the level of a principal or a dean in any of the dental colleges. In fact, our own principal, Doctor, is a lady who is extremely efficient, Dr. Vasundhara Shivana. And I think she is the first lady to head our institution. Our vice principal is also a lady, Dr. Shobha Patil. Both of them make a great team. And out of the 9 departments we have in our college, 6 are headed by women, which says a great deal about CODS Davangere. Similarly, in other auxiliary organizations also, women can take up any post they want. The Indian Dental Association is our parent body, which has the membership of all the dentists in the country. And at the national level or the state level or even at the local level, any woman can become a president, secretary, or an office bearer. Similarly, we have a number of specialty organizations, and there too, women can take up any role that they want. However, unfortunately, we do not see many women occupying these high positions, be it the Dental Council of India, or at the university level, or at the Dental Association level. In fact, the Indian Orthodontic Society, which has a history of over 50 years, has only a handful of women office bearers to date. Personally, I don't think it is something to be proud of. It is downright shameful. Our founding fathers would bow their heads in regret. However, why do you think this happens? See, there's a difference between the institutions and these organizations. In institutions, promotions are based on experience and seniority. And as the position becomes vacant, and if you have the necessary experience and seniority, you are automatically promoted. So that is why we have a huge representation of women in the dental colleges. But in organizations, the positions are filled by an election. And that is the most unfortunate thing, because it requires a lot of networking and campaigning on the part of the candidate. And many times women do not have the resources or the time to do it. I myself discovered this in last year in a very hard way when I contested for the post of the president of the Indian Orthodontic Society. It consumed 1 whole year of my life to campaign. I managed it because I live alone in Davangere and don't have a family to care for. However, it was a big trade-off in terms of personal time and professional activities. I had to keep all my academic work at bay and single-mindedly pursue this goal. It is definitely not easy for women to go through this. And at the end of it, I lost by 38 votes in an election where almost 1,000 people voted. That is the reason why we have reservation for women in politics, especially with the increasing number of women in dentistry. There should be more female participation, but that is really not happening. However, the silver lining is that gender-specific roles are becoming hazy. Awareness and changing lifestyles are making it more easy for women to take up challenging jobs. A major drawback, I feel, is not having women in the policy-making roles. I think that has hurt dentistry a lot. For example, women need more flexibility to excel. Unfortunately, our education system is very rigid. Thus, it becomes very difficult for women to have a full-time job, do research, manage a private practice, and in addition to all their domestic chores. If women had the option of giving priority to some aspects of their job and more than the others at different times in their lifespan, because woman at one point has to be a mother, more of a mother than a clinician, more of a teacher than do work in her household. So that gives women the ability to prioritize at different times in their life. It would lead so many more women to contribute far more effectively. But because of the rigid system, that is not happening. And then women end up having to work twice as hard as men to prove themselves. And women are professionals in addition to being a mother and a home. And one of the biggest problems I find in taking up these other administrative positions is that sometimes men do not respect boundaries. I have seen that on many of these meetings are held in the evenings, they are dinner meetings. Now, I never had a problem because my husband is also a dentist and we could visit and go attend all these meetings together. But what happens when only the woman is the dentist? It becomes very difficult for them to attend to all these meetings. They are late. How do they get there? How do they come back? These are all logistic difficulties that are very common, and women really have them. These are real problems that they have. And at the same time, if you're going to take up official positions, then you have to be there before the program starts and leave only after everybody starts, after everybody leaves, and you wind up everything. So that becomes extremely difficult for women. Ours is a country with a history of women in the lead role, right from independence struggle to the prime minister and the president. However, still at many levels, women are rarely in the leadership roles. Having said that, just representation is not sufficient. Women have to be effective in those positions. And for anyone to be effective, acceptance of the person in that position is of extreme importance. Leadership is not born, it is self-made. And I feel that women are naturally endowed with leadership qualities. If you think of your mothers or your role models or your mentors who were women, you will understand that they have all the leadership qualities. For example, I will cite some of them: anticipating the future, having a vision and acting on it. How many times does a mother anticipate what the problem a child is going to have and actually take action and preempt it? They are so good at it. So that is a great leadership quality, taking 100% responsibility. If I ask any human being to close their eyes and imagine a time when they needed 100% backup, I am sure they will say that there was a woman backing them at all those times in their life. They are always there for the team. The art of managing conflict. I think mothers do it every day, right from the beginning, whether it is a conflict between siblings or whether it is within the family. They are so good at managing conflict. And that is such a great leadership quality. Even in the department, it's so important to be able to handle conflict. The power of networking. This is a fantastic ability women have. Women will know what is happening around them. Women will know what the neighbors' children are doing. Women will know what somebody in the society is good at and who excels in what and where to go when you need something, which is a great power of networking. And they are so good at developing a great rapport. They need to develop this rapport within the family, within the extended family, with the community, with the neighbors, with everybody. So they need to do it. So it's a great leadership quality they already have. Thinking out of the box. How many times has the previous day's leftovers got back onto the table in a completely different avatar and tasting extremely good? That is because a woman can think out of the box. She manages to turn up something from nothing. So that's great. Another very good leadership quality is to be graceful under pressure. Just imagine a mother who is getting the daughter married. This lady is under so much of emotional stress, but if you watch her, she goes about her job so calmly. She looks after the ceremony, she looks after the guests, she looks after the kitchen, she looks after the food that is being prepared, and all this while she is under so much of emotional stress because for her it's like losing the daughter also. So this is a great leadership quality that we already have. And empathy, that is something so important. A woman is naturally able to empathize, whether it is with the students or whether it is with her subordinates, with the juniors in her department. She's always able to empathize, which is such a great quality. One lacunae that we have, I feel, is the use of technology. Like Vanita ma'am said, we have been lagging behind in technology, but I think we are catching up even then. There aren't we better than, more tech savvy than our mothers, and our daughters are far more tech savvy than us, and today's young women have conquered that too. Don't we have as many women engineers as men? With these few words in conclusion, I would like to say women should stop doubting themselves. You are already leaders and managers. Just put your best foot forward and be confident. And I think we can make the world a better place just by being in it. With these few words, I would thank all of you for a patient hearing, and PhD 101 and Davangere IDA branch for giving me this opportunity and making me a panelist. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words.
Yes, ma'am. I think very important point, importance of having women in positions. Like we said, industry prides itself on having adequate representation, or most of the cases, it is beyond senior levels. But then when we look at this in terms of how much of significant change is brought about, and as policymakers are thinking about tangible environmental changes, I think we need more women to be in the industry to advance it in this direction. So thank you so much, ma'am, I think, for sharing your thoughts on this, for us, and we extend heartfelt gratitude to you for PhD 101 as well as Ida Dvg branch. And thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So next up we have, I think, a special performance. Actually, we have a duo with us. We have a mother and daughter will be sharing their point of view here. In fact, we have a special performance. I think Dr. Ida Dvg, I think if you could just quickly switch on your video and we could introduce you to the panel here. So we look at this whole evolution of our Women's Day special. Okay, I think we have, yes, Dr. Sarla Chandola, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Yes. Ma'am. Yes, all right. So we can see here different speakers sharing different perspectives today. And we thought what would be a more wonderful way to end this with special renditions from one of our guests here. I'd like to introduce Dr. Sarla Chandola, ma'am, who has got over 30 years of experience of teaching Hindi literature. Madam is a PhD scholar, and ma'am has got many interesting interests, and she happens to be the mother of Dr. Ida Dvg, who is an intern in Bapuji Dental College. I think, thank you so much, ma'am. Can you hear us, ma'am? Yes, आप unmute कर सकते हो? जी, ma'am.
महिला दिवस पर आप सभी को मेरी शुभकामनाएं। मैं डेंजी सर और टेरेसा की आभारी हूँ। थैंक्स करना चाहती हूँ कि उन्होंने मुझे इस चर्चा का हिस्सा बनाया। हम सब जानते हैं कि महिलाएं परिवार को बुलंदी तक ले जाने में बहुत बड़ी भूमिका निभाती हैं। तो आज उनका दिन है, तो आज इसकी जरूरत है कि हम उनको पहचान लें। एक बार उनकी शक्ति को पहचानने की जरूरत है, बस वो बहुत ताकतवर हैं। आज इस महिला दिवस पर मैं सभी महिलाओं से यही कहना चाहती हूँ कि वे अपनी अस्मिता पे गर्व करें और आगे बढ़ें। कुछ पंक्तियों के माध्यम से, लाइनों के माध्यम से मैं अपने विचार भाव व्यक्त कर रही हूँ। इस प्रकार ये पंक्तियां मैं सुना रही हूँ आपको। रुकना नहीं तुम वक्त की आवाज हो, रुकना नहीं तुम वक्त की आवाज हो, थमना नहीं, थमना नहीं तुम नित नया आगाज हो, थमना नहीं तुम नित नया आगाज हो। कभी धूप कभी छांव, कभी धूप कभी छांव, तुम हर जिंदगी का राज हो। कभी धूप कभी छांव, तुम हर जिंदगी का राज हो, लम्हा लम्हा जोड़ती एक नई बुनियाद हो, लम्हा लम्हा जोड़ती एक नई बुनियाद हो, रुकना नहीं तुम वक्त की आवाज हो, रुकना नहीं तुम वक्त की आवाज हो, तुम वक्त की आवाज हो, तुम वक्त की आवाज हो। थैंक यू वेरी मच। और मैं दोबारा से रंजित सर और टेरेसा का धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी, और मैं उनको शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ कि वो आगे भी लाइफ में ऐसे अवेयरनेस के प्रोग्राम करते रहें, लोगों को जगाते रहें। थैंक यू वेरी मच। आप सबको दोबारा एक बार फिर बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू बहुत बहुत ज्यादा धन्यवाद मैम आपको। आई थिंक मैं सबको पहले बता दूं कि यहाँ पे जो हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं सरला मैडम, आई थिंक आप बहुत बहुत बड़ी प्रेरणा हो सबके लिए। एंड लेट मी जस्ट टेल एवरीबडी दैट मैडम हैज बीन अवार्डेड the Sahitya Academy, and she's been received the Hindi Shikshak Award, and she has over 30 years of teaching experience. She just retired 2 years ago, and she's now here, and she's we're really happy that she decided and she agreed to write something for us, and it's so lovely to hear from you, ma'am. I think from all of us at PhD 101, आपने जो अभी जो लफ्ज बोले या जो आपने शेयर किया हुआ है, I think वो सबके दिलों को छू गया, and हमारी पूरी ग्रुप से आपके लिए बहुत ज्यादा धन्यवाद। Thank you so much. I think if we can have Dr. Adita around, she has again someone who's imbibed from her mother. She's very good at phrasing out literature, and she writes and pens down poems for all of us. In fact, today she was also awarded for a video compilation, the first prize for the video which she made. She put together a lot of her batchmates video, and that was an event by Ida Dvg. So yes, Aditya, what do we have? What do you have for all of us?
I song that I would like to sing. It's not as good as what is done before. I can't compare to Gyanashri ma'am, but I can try. I think it the song, the emotions and the lyrics, it kind of impacts the day-to-day Women's Day, and it also kind of aligns with our goal when it comes to creating awareness in the field of dentistry. So, okay. राह पे कांटे बिखरे अगर उस पे तो फिर भी चलना ही है, शाम छुपा ले सूरज मगर रात को एक दिन ढलना ही है, रुत ये टल जाएगी हिम्मत रंग लाएगी, सुबह फिर आएगी, ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे, मंजिल मुश्किल तो क्या, धुंधला साहिल तो क्या, तन्हा ये दिल तो क्या। Thank you.
That was very, very beautiful, Adri. I think for our audience, let's inform that Dr. Ida Dvg, she is presently an intern at Bapu's Dental College. And it's so lovely to have a mother and a daughter combination today on account of International Women's Day. And with the beautiful rendition in Hindi from Auntie, and of course, Adri, I think with that soulful touch which you gave towards the end of it, I couldn't have probably imagined for a better way to wind this up. So thank you so much, you both, for doing this, and thank you so much for joining in and doing this. So now, quickly coming to the end of our session, I think I really don't have words to express at this junction. I mean, we really don't see this happening very often. And like I say, I think behind everything, I'll have to just cite this very simple example here, that the whole idea to curate this and to make this happen was only because Carissa put this forward and she brought this and actually made this happen. So I think I am just a classic example of, I think everybody here would be trying to say, I think there is always her behind the him. So I just want to, thank my better half and for actually making PhD 101 happen, and as well for this session here. Now, setting out to thank everybody here who joined in right away. I think we had a wonderful introduction by Srimati Justin D'Souza ma'am, who spoke so beautifully and reached so many of us. Followed by that, again, we had another ma'am who actually shared her experiences of teaching and learning. And then we had our very own Prabha Mallikarjun ma'am, who actually gave back memories and nostalgia and all those wonderful activities of like central leadership when it comes to all the health camps. Then we also had with us Mala ma'am, who was so important and to think. Then we had Vanita ma'am, who shared her experiences in that perspective. So I'd like to thank everybody. And I think towards the final gesture, I'd like to ask everybody to please switch on your videos wherever you all are, all the participants. I think we need to put on our videos and really salute the spirit of such amazing women, because this is a day to celebrate the triumph and the spirit of women. I think probably assigning a day for this is a little of an understatement, and I can quickly see people switching on their videos from wherever they are. It doesn't matter, guys. I think all of you students and faculty, everyone who's joined in today here to listen to us, let's collect some synchronous energy and let's salute the spirit of women who make our lives so wonderful and so beautiful. And with this, I think I'd like to bring out a big shout out. Thank you to everybody who made this possible, and especially all the guest speakers who obliged to do this and put this forward. So thank you all so much from the bottom of our heart. I'd like to thank Dhanashree for yes, I'd like to thank Dhanashree and quickly ask Dhanashree to give us the closing remarks and give us the vote of thanks. Yes, Dhanashree.
Actually, it was wonderful having to listen to such an amazing panelist of women, like two of them who I really looked up in my life, and two other ladies who have done amazingly good in my field, that is dentistry. And being a Davangere girl, as I said earlier, I have had interaction with a lot of education institution women who are leading it in a successful manner. And it was a great pleasure to hear to all such amazing panelists, including Vanita ma'am. This is the first time I heard Vanita ma'am. She was like, she was just going with the flow, and I could really see that like whatever she spoke to us was just out of sheer experience. That speaks for like it really speaks the volume of experience she has throughout her life. And I have been listening to Dr. Anuradha ma'am because me and Dr. Denny sir, we very well know she's an obedient student of PhD 1-on-1. Whether it's a UG class or a PG class, she doesn't even care. Like she will put her attendance in all PhD 1-on-1. I've always listened to ma'am being a participant, and this is the first time I heard ma'am journey, amazing journey of 27 years. And Justine auntie, what can I say about you? You are an amazing lady whom I look up to and like grown seeing up. And I've heard and I've seen Dr. Mala ma'am. I always tell Dr. Denji sir, Mala ma'am is one such classy and amazing lady in the field of orthodontist. So having all such amazing ladies on this wonderful platform, I don't think we all would have celebrated Women's Day like much better than this, because we had an amazing share of experience from all these amazing ladies. So it gives me an immense pleasure, and I have to really thank again Dr. Denzi Lawrence and Mrs. Carissa for giving this opportunity again and again to be a part, because I'm a tiny student in front of the stalwarts like you people. So thank you so much for showering this love and care and support again and again. It was a great great experience to be able to listen from such stalwarts and amazing women from different fields in this particular platform. It was an amazing evening. Thank you so much, PhD One-on-One and the IDA Davangere branch to curate such an amazing event for all of us. So on behalf of PhD One-on-One, I would really like to thank Dr. Neeta Harish ma'am, who's the president of IDA Davangere branch, and I extend my heartfelt thanks to even Dr. Pramod GV sir, who is the secretary of IDA Davangere branch. Without their immense support, it wouldn't have been possible to have all these amazing ladies to spend their busy evening on a Women's Day to share their amazing experience to us. So I think it all sums up and makes it a wonderful evening. And last but not least, I would really like to extend my heartfelt gratitude and thank you for such a wonderful rendition by Dr. Ida Dvg and even her mom, because as Dennis has said, it wouldn't have been it would be incomplete without their soulful rendition. So Dr. Ida Dvg, kudos to you and a great job. Over to you, Denzi sir.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of the session. I think if we have any questions, anybody would like to share anything, please do raise your hand, or you can unmute yourselves and please do chip in. I have a small video to share with all of you all, which is a tribute to women here. So meanwhile, I think let me just play the video for everybody here. And any questions we can quickly have at the end of the session.
Karyeshu dasi, karaneshu mantri, bhojeshu mata, shayaneshu rambha, rupe cha lakshmi kshamaya dharitri.
She's born to destiny, with miles to go in her journey. Her spirit unfettered and free, her beauty beyond what you see.
Yes, she's a woman, she's
मांगना चाहे पहचान का दान,
साथ चलना है जरूर, अकेला सफर भी मंजूर। ये हस्ती
she's born to destiny,
with
miles to go in a journey. Beauty beyond what you see. Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's session. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody who's joined in today. And the theme for the 2021 International Women's Day happens to be choose to challenge. Now, I just want to end with a small note where, we all can choose to challenge and call out gender bias and inequality. We all can choose to seek out and celebrate women's achievement. So today was just a small attempt in that direction to make this happen. So I think it's only collectively we can all help create an inclusive world. From challenge comes a change, so we need to choose to challenge the status quo. So Women's Day is a celebration of that, and I thank everybody here who's joined in, all the guest speakers once again for sharing their bit and making this a wonderful and a memorable evening. So thank you all so much. I quickly request all our guest speakers one by one to please give their closing remarks. Yes, Dr. Mala ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Denzi, for putting me in touch with all these wonderful women. I really enjoyed today. I don't think I would have had such a great experience. And like Anuradha ma'am said, women have to support each other, and we just have to go out there and do what we do best. Like all the women over here on this panel are doing such great work, and I'm so proud of all of them. And we just need to be out there, and the world is a better place because of us, and we have to actually believe that, and that is the main idea. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, Justin D'Souza ma'am, closing remarks please.
ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಡೆನ್ಸಿ. ಡೆನ್ಸಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋಂಥ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಇರೋಂಥ ಲೇಡೀಸ್ನ ನಮಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರಿ. ಪ್ರಭಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಯಿತು ನನಗೆ. ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಡೆಂಟಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್ನ ಮನೆ ಬಾಗಿಲಿಗೆ ಊರ್ ಬಾಗಿಲಿಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಹ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟು ಯು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅನುರಾಧ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಖುಷಿ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮ ವನಿತಾ ಮೇಡಮು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅದು ಮೇಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು. ರೂಪಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ನೀವು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಜ್ಞಾನಶ್ರೀ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಟ್ರಿ. ಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಸಾ ಇದು ಹೀಗೆ ಮುಂದುವರಿಲಿ. ನೀವು ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ನನಗೆ. ಬರೀ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ನೀವು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ we are heartfelt gratitude towards you. Yes, Prabha ma'am, in closing remarks.
ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ತುಂಬು ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕೇಳಿದೀನಿ. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಅವರು ಮನೆಗ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ದೂರದಿಂದಾನೇ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸಿದ್ಧಗಂಗಾ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವ್ರು ಬೆಳೆಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹಂತದಲ್ಲೂ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲದೂ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನಾಗ್ಲೇ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ದೆ, ಅವರ ನಡೆ ನುಡಿ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೇರಕವಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇದೇ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ. ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಡಿಸೋಜಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ನಡೆ ನುಡಿ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ವನಿತಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, like Nanashri said, the way she put out her entire experience in her talk, it's really a volume of work. It shows the volume of work she's done. So very inspiring, ma'am, to listen to you again. And Anuradha ma'am, I felt like it was very nostalgic listening to you. I could just go back to my 20 years days of as a dental student, and your energy, your words will stay with me always. And very nice seeing you on this platform. And Dr. Mala Manohar, it was very nice to listen to you. Your presentation, your ideas, the way you put it across about women's leadership, it's a very broad perspective, and definitely it's become a platform for all of us to rethink our role as women. And Even Anuradha ma'am mentioned about we being leaders. And one more suggestion I had for Denzi. The next time he has such a meeting, he should invite men in the as guest speakers.
Sure.
We also need their inputs on a wider platform, and more audience would like to listen to them. Once again, congratulate each one of you. Gnanashri, very good job. Keep your work going and bring more such programs to the audience. Just thank you once again for having me, and let us all celebrate womanhood in all spheres. Thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Heartfelt gratitude from our entire team here for doing this for us. Thank you so much. Okay, Anuradha ma'am.
Well, actually, I just wanted to say one thing is everybody put across their thoughts so systematically, their experiences. As the two principals, they spoke exactly like a principal with all their experience put in a systematic manner. And I felt so impressed because that's what my mother does. And I'm still unable to do that. My mother was a principal. And about Mala madam, I am actually very impressed that with 1,000 people voting, you managed to lose only 38. Nothing, doesn't matter. They don't count.
Thank you.
And about Dr. Prabha, I don't know what to say because seriously, after seeing the presentation which she did, it was सफल हो गया मेरा public health dentistry पढ़ाना कम से कम at least 1% did so much. See, I'm not saying anything. She has the facilities, she has people working for her, but most importantly, she utilized it correctly. That is what matters. See, there are so many ladies who have so much money, so much power, so much this, they don't use. They only wear all diamond jewelry and roam about. I saw so many pictures. She's been as simple as those days. So I'm very impressed with that. And I'm very happy with that. And I can just improve myself, you know, when I look at these three ladies, senior ladies, Mala madam, Justin D'Souza ma'am, Vanitha ma'am, I should be more systematic next time, one proper presentation. I am somebody who's very, you know, I just come out like that and talk.
But that is also very nice.
Of course.
That's so refreshing.
I can't be formal, you know. I have always been like this. I take class also like this only.
Good. It's really nice.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, Anuradha ma'am.
Thank
I think
you so
were
much.
at your chivalrous best, and we loved the way you put out your reflections, and as witty and as interesting as it can be. Thank you so much for joining with us. Finally, Vanitha ma'am, we closing remarks. Okay,
First and foremost, amidst all the glitches that I had this evening, I finally roped in at the right time. My heartfelt thanks first goes straight away to Denzi and Teresa. Wonderful work, and you all are doing a lot to the society, especially the children, and being youngsters yourself, you're a great role models. Continue to do all the hard work that you all are doing, and I'm sure the hard work is added with smart work. So continue doing that. Gnanashri, a young and energetic student, and I'm sure you have a long way to go, but great to know your additional talents that you have. I'm sure these are things that you'll actually sit back sometime in life and you'll really enjoy what it is. You can put two things together. And Mrs. Justin, well, you have been the role model to all of us from the beginning, and you continue to do the same. You command that awe and respect. So I think all accolades to you, to what you are to us in Davangere, and to all your alumni who are here. And Dr. Anuradha, a fantastic, spontaneous speaker. Ma'am, you brought back memories of a colleague of mine. I can imagine how wonderful your classes would be. You would be, if I have to say, a superhero at college, because they would have. So it makes a difference. Presentation certainly does matter. And the way you put it forward itself speaks. I can imagine a taskmaster at work, but also getting the work done. And you have a way with it. Wonderful, ma'am. And thank you so much for that experience. And moving on to Dr. Mala. Yes, ma'am. Again, a very fine speaker, meticulously done work, especially all your presentations that came out. And you focused on points that are absolutely relevant and for us to continue. And I'm sure whoever views this would also agree with all that you have said and what is so important for all of us to follow. Well, last, Dr. Prabha, ma'am, it's a pleasure as rightly said by Dr. Anuradha, given all the opportunities, I must truly appreciate you're a people's person. You reach out to public, and you have really walked that 100 miles. I wouldn't say an extra mile, 100 miles to move things, to make it happen. And I think in the city, you are that one very silent person. Everybody looks up to you. Your work speaks for all that you are doing to the city, as well as especially to PhD, because 101, you've been part of the college, and the community service that you reach out. Well, I think it's one of the most noble services any human being can do in their lifespan, and you are touching those lives. Well, if I can say, your reward is in heaven.
Thank you so much. This is my talk.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, one and all. It was a fantastic day, and what better day to think of the best Women's Day. Wishes to each and every one of you. As we move on, let's be the, what do I say, the strong leaders to push everyone around. We need to, we really, and ma'am, you rightly said, to get the men along. Yes, I think we need to wage a war sometime, and probably a wonderful one when it comes to war of words on a panel like this with beautiful panelists like all of you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. And trust me, ma'am, all the men are watching. I think
Oh, yeah.
and I can speak for them. Yes, everybody is watching, and they dare not interrupt any of the wonderful ladies speaking today. Anyways, and I was on a lighter note. So thank you all so much. I think what we need to conclude this for today is feminism isn't actually about making women strong. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength. So I think this was just a small day, rather a small way to commemorate such a day, where we celebrate the triumph of wonderful and amazing women who have influenced and who continue to shape the molds and minds of so many. So thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Everybody here at PhD 101 and from Ida Dvg, we're really happy to have you all on board. And it's exactly 8 o'clock. I think we are on time and we managed to pull this off. And thank you so much, the wonderful audience who's been patiently listening to us. We have many students and teachers, not just from colleges in Davangere, but PhD 101 learning group, which has students from across the country. Many of them are watching on YouTube live as well. So thank you so much. I'd like to thank Dr. Dhanashree for co-moderating this entire session for us. And of course, I'd like to extend my thanks to my better half who made this happen. Again, to put this off, I think it's him because of her. So thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.